Someone reached out this morning regarding plantar fasciitis. A lot of you are struggling with this. I've had it at least a half a dozen times in the past 25 years. I'm going to show you how I've treated mine and how I've helped a lot of my clients get out of that pain threshold with plantar fasciitis, okay? Really quick. Plantar fascia is just a thick band of connective tissue that goes from the bottom of your heel to your midfoot area. It's not muscle, it's connective tissue. As we get older, a lot of plantar fasciitis happens because of just good old-fashioned tissue degeneration. But for myself, I've remedied it many times by doing several things. First off is this. You always want to address tight calves when it comes to plantar fasciitis. And I'd highly recommend using a foam roller. And I'll give you just a quick idea. You want to, in this case, say you were having left plantar fasciitis. In your left foot, that is. I'm doing this spontaneously for you guys, so hang with me here. You would roll the outer, upper, left part of your calf called the gastrocnemius. So notice how both of my feet are facing to the left. Maybe spend 30 seconds to a minute here. Again, you would go much longer than this. Then you go lower down that left lower leg and hit the soleus calf muscle. Same thing. Now, you would kind of search around for hot spots by turning your feet to the right. And I found a good spot, a knot. Then maybe turning back to the left. So again, for plantar fasciitis in the left foot, roll the gastrocnemius, the upper part of your calf, and the lower part of your calf. What you can also do, and this piece of equipment is super handy for plantar fasciitis, the massage stick. Maybe you have one of these in your gym bag, take it with you to the gym. In between, whatever, like between sets. Say you're doing a set of whatever, pull downs or rows, or you're at the gym and you're doing sets. In between each set, as you're recovering, roll out these tight calf muscles with a massage stick, for example. This will cost $30 online, guys. And I've watched this piece of equipment really help improve tight calves a lot. So again, rolling my gastrocnemius, going down lower, and now I'm rolling my soleus. And if you're dealing with plantar fasciitis, it can linger for months. And it takes a lot of consistency with soft tissue work. With the foam roller and the stick, you want to really take out tension out of the tight calf muscles by doing this daily. You also want to stretch them. So what you can do, I have a handy calf stretching board right here, but give you a demonstration. After I've rolled both my calves, and let's say I'm dealing with my left foot with plantar fasciitis, I would do this for 30 seconds to a minute, stretching my really tight gastrocnemius and soleus calf muscles. And again, you would do 30 seconds. Let's say you don't have a slant board like this. Well, you can get really creative. I've done this at my house. You can get any kind of step, or maybe even a yoga block, for example. I think you're all getting my drift. And all you would do is this. Very similar stretch, giving you a super good calf stretch also. Again, 30 seconds to a minute. So I'm stretching my calves. Now keep in mind, there's also a direct correlation with a tight Achilles tendon. If you have tight calves, you're going to have a tight Achilles tendon. Your Achilles tendon attaches at the base of your heel, right where your plantar fascia originates. So I can tell you right now, if you have tight calves, you're going to have a tight Achilles tendon, or vice versa, which is going to lead to a lot of stress underneath your foot and lead to possibly plantar fasciitis. So stretch your Achilles tendon. It's pretty simple. You got to go gentle though. You want to have your left foot elevated, just like this. So I'm on my midfoot. I'm going to drop my left heel towards the floor and just hang out here. Nice Achilles tendon stretch. Now, say you're doing that there's a lot more you can do. Also, you want to think about your ankle. A really stiff, tight ankle joint is also going to be a contributing factor to plantar fasciitis. If your ankle is super stiff, that tissue under your foot is going to take a beating. So what I like to do, and this is a favorite among physical therapists, it's called foot circles. I've watched this help many of my clients. And guys, remember, if we only address the symptoms, which bottom of your foot, you're not really addressing the cause. So we're addressing the cause right now. Tight calves, tight Achilles, which cause a really stiff ankle. If the ankle is stiff, you might have plantar fasciitis. So you're going to do foot circles. Take both hands, place it behind your left thigh, right below your knee, and you're going to draw a circle 30 times clockwise with your toes. Notice how my knee's not bending. I'm going to go 30 clockwise. Then really quick, 30 counterclockwise. We love foot circles because the ankle joint needs to be a super mobile joint. It's supposed to do this. And a lot of you who are 50 plus years old, I bet you have a really stiff ankle because you're not moving it this way for exercise, and it gets locked up. A locked up stiff ankle, and you can research this, is usually a contributing factor to plantar fasciitis. All right? So here's some other things I want you to consider. Footwear. There's been a minimal footwear craze in this country for about 20 years now. I was guilty of that to an extent. I was that distance runner who would run the minimal footwear. It caused me plantar fasciitis. So, really quick, here's a pair of my gym shoes. This is what I lift weights in. It's a minimal shoe. It has a 0 heel to toe drop, which means the heel compared to the toe, it's level. This is not a cushioned shoe. However, when it comes to someone who likes to lift weights and do squats, deadlifts, lunges, you don't want to wear a big cushioned running shoe in the gym. So a lot of you may be walking around town, running in minimal footwear. If you have plantar fasciitis, get out of that. There's nothing wrong with wearing a minimal shoe in the gym for an hour. It's not going to cause harm. It's only going to help you with better biomechanical form and probably even help you strengthen your feet. But if you stand for a living, highly recommend not using minimal footwear. Case in point, I'm that guy who stands for a living, and I don't work out. I don't work in a minimal shoe. I learned the hard way. I wear a cushioned running shoe. So it has probably an 8 millimeter heel to toe drop. Inside my work shoe, I wear a pair of Superfeet green orthotics. Not a big fan of prescription orthotics. I think there's a lot of hype behind that. They're too expensive, and they're, a store brand orthotic studies have shown, like Superfeet, for example, are just as good. This is $50. I have 2 pairs of these, and I wear these in my shoes. Also, a lot of you wear flip-flops. Can't tell you how many times clients go on vacation and they come back with plantar fasciitis because we finally pinpoint the cause. They were wearing flip-flops, walking for miles, whether on the beach or, for case in point, recently in Barcelona, Spain. You got to get out of flip-flops when it comes to walking for a long period of time. It's not going to help. It's not giving you enough support. All right, think about that. And where else am I going here? I had another thought for you too. First thing in the morning. This is key, by the way. If you're currently dealing with plantar fasciitis, first thing in the morning, when you get out of bed, but before you walk anywhere, but before your foot hits the ground, actually, you should have a lacrosse ball or even a tennis ball at your nightstand. And let's say you wake up, get up, edge of your bed, you take that lacrosse ball or tennis ball, and you would roll the foot that has plantar fasciitis. You would roll from the base of your heel towards your toes, back and forth, because all night long while you're sleeping, that plantar fascia, that connective tissue, it gets super stiff. Not much blood flow is going to it while you sleep. So you're going to roll out some of those adhesions, tightness in that plantar fascia. You're going to promote blood flow. up and down for 30 seconds to a minute. And by the way, you can go to Amazon and find a plantar fascia foot roller. Mine's not in my gym. Mine, believe it or not, is in my bathroom, because most mornings when I'm shaving, and I'm not lying to you, I will actually roll both my left and right foot over my plantar fascia foot roller. So roll it back and forth maybe a minute, then walk to the bathroom or walk wherever you have to go. But with that said, if you're dealing with plantar fascia, you should not be walking around the house barefoot, especially in the morning. At my house, on my side of the bed, my wife laughs about this, I have a pair of Crocs sandals. We don't wear shoes in my house anyways, but I bought these sandals, or these, they're not even sandals, they're slide-ons. They're a very thick, cushioned Crocs slide-on. I put those on, and that's what I walk around the house in. Because, again, I'm that guy who's had plantar fasciitis numerous times, and I know, case in point, walking around the house barefoot, especially in the morning, is only going to make things worse, and it may flare up again. So just my random thoughts at the last minute. Hope all that helps some of you. If you want to discuss it more, reach out to me. Thanks.